David in Asheville, you're next. Great to have you as we kick off a brand new week on the EIB network. Hello.
Thank you, Rush. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, sir.
Well, I just wanted to share a story with you. I was listening to our old Mannheim Steamroller this morning to Christmas Lullaby.
Yes.
And it took me back to a time when you closed out your Christmas season giving an inspirational talk while that music was playing. And it was a very difficult time in my life. And I just want you to know how much you inspired me to pull through during that time.
Well, thank you. You know, I remember that. Usually, I've sometimes done it on Christmas Lullaby, but usually we do it over Silent Night, which that song, I mean, even though I've lost my hearing and I cannot hear all of the frequency ranges in it, my memory supplies the melody. It still makes me tear up, as though I were on Meet the Press.
Yes, when that came on this morning, I started to tear up.
Yeah.
Just the memory of that.
Well, you know, I have to tell you something. The same thing happened to me in a different way. When I was first exposed to Mannheim Steamroller, it was, I forget the year now, but I was first exposed to them in Sacramento in the 1980s. I was watching a playoff football game. I remember the Seattle Seahawks were playing in it. And as they would play bump music, NBC, going to commercial break, playing this Christmas music that I was unfamiliar with. So I started asking around the radio station, KFBK, the production director, oh, yeah, it's Mannheim Steamroller. So I went out and I bought a bunch of whatever the existing Mannheim Steamroller Christmas CDs were at the time and immediately fell in love with them. And then in 1990, which was a tough time of the year for me because my father passed away. And I remember I was flying on an American Airlines MD-80 out to California while he was ill. It was late at night, and I was going out for a speaking engagement, and I had my little Walkman at the time that played cassettes. And I had recorded a bunch of Mannheim Steamroller music on it, and I had the earphones in. We're 35,000 feet, looking out the window. It's just a crystal clear. It's in December. It's a crystal clear night, and I'm looking down over God's creation. And this music, it just brought back all of the joyous family times that I had as a kid, growing up with our whole extended family. And I started tearing up. And the Mannheim Steamroller music ever since then has had a deep, heartfelt connection with me and my memory and psyche, not just the fact that I like the music for what it is. So I can understand how it could affect you the same way, and I appreciate your calling and saying so.
Hey, Rush, we grew up close to each other.
How come I don't sound like you then?
Do I have a Southern accent?
No. You have Southern accent, and I don't. I used to. You know, in Southeast Missouri, where I grew up, they call it Swamp East Missouri, and it's not really a Southern accent. It's like they say get and forget and yours and things like that, and some of them very nasal. And when I first heard a tape of myself, one of my first early days in the radio, I sounded a little bit like that. So I embarked on a self-taught course to be able to speak in such a way that nobody would ever know what part of country I was from. And that became and I learned to breathe diaphragmatically, and because a lot of beginning radio people are what we call pukers. You know, Ron radios. Hey, babe, how is it? It's 77 degrees. And and I wanted to get rid of that, too. So I'm just joking. Where did you grow up?
Northeast Arkansas, a little town called Pocahontas.
Well, I know where Pocahontas are. My mother's from Arkansas. She was from Searcy. She grew up there. They moved to Kennett, Missouri, when she was a kid. So I got dangerously close to Arkansas a bunch of times. Down there for my great-great-grandmother's funeral and a lot of other times. So, yeah, we're close in a lot of ways.
There was a man in our town. His name was Ray Limbaugh, but he never claimed you.
Well, there are some Limbaughs, even my immediate family, who will not claim me even to this day, so that doesn't surprise me.